who do you think is a change maker? Who would you say is a change maker in your life, and why?
Go ahead and just say, I think with everything going on right now, change makers for me are those, with the Black Lives Matter movement, those people that are bringing awareness to children in immigration detention centers. Those are, who are voicing their opinion about, the threat of DACA wanting to get removed. I think all those people, I think they're change makers. They're out there in the community. They're voicing their opinion. They're giving these people like a voice. And often these people are afraid to speak on just because they're undocumented, or maybe because they don't want to be stereotyped even more. So I think those people that are out there, I appreciate them, and it's a great thing. Even all different ages. We're seeing people as young as like 12, 11. Just like asking these questions, like they're curious, they want to know, and I think it's such a beautiful thing to see. And I think, that's kind of been a blessing of the pandemic too, is just like seeing communities come closer together than ever before. And I think it's a great thing to see.
For me, one of the change makers in my life, but also the most important one, is my mom. She really, she was always the one to tell me to go to school, and she has always inspired me with just her own experiences. She got married at a young age and had us at a very young age. But even now, like after everything that she's been through, she went back to get her GED. She's getting her associates, and I am so incredibly proud of her, because she's never she never quit, and she is continuing, and right now she's becoming a successful real estate agent, and I'm so proud of her, and she's the one who has inspired me so much, and I just want to give a shout out to her as well.
Yes, that's awesome.
So for me, I would probably shout out literally my family and the support system that I've had from 10,000 Degrees, like past mentors, anyone who has helped me out throughout this whole journey, they know who they are. But, and friends, because honestly, I don't think I would have made it through college without my friends. So I give a shout out to them.
Yeah, same thing here. I think I would give a shout out to not only 10,000 Degrees, of course, they've always been there, but also my parents. I think my parents have been fundamentally the root cause of how I was raised and how I am the way I am, and they've always been my support system. So shout out to them.
Hi, I'm Mayor London Breed. I grew up in San Francisco in the Western Addition neighborhood, where I was raised by my grandmother in public housing during a very challenging time. Despite the odds all around us, she pushed me to do my very best, and she supported me as I pursued my education. It really did take a village. When I was in high school, my career counselor, Mr. Eby, helped me to apply for colleges with fee waivers and helped me apply for scholarships. My mentor, Sheila, helped me with my essays for my college applications. My teachers and others that I work for wrote letters of recommendations. I couldn't do it alone and would have never attended college without this level of support. It's why I am where I am today. Now, I never could have imagined that I would end up leading this city during a global pandemic. But every day, I'm focusing on keeping our community safe and working to get all San Franciscans the support they need. This includes making sure that this pandemic doesn't stop any of our students from reaching their dreams, no matter who they are or where they come from, which is why I'm so grateful for the work of 10,000 Degrees. In this moment of crisis, supporting students from low-income backgrounds is more important than ever. Kids are barely holding on, and we have to be there for them. 10,000 Degrees has been there for so many students who just need a chance, providing college advising and financial aid management. Because of this work, they are making a difference in the lives of over 700 students in our public high schools, City College, San Francisco State, and other universities. So thank you for the work that you do to provide a promising future for the next generation.
Thank you, Mayor London Breed, for joining us this evening, for sharing a part of your story, and for your leadership, especially during these times. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our annual Changemakers event. We know these times are especially trying, and we are surrounded by so much negativity out there. But still, there is so much good in the world, and that is what we are going to celebrate tonight. We are going to celebrate all our changemakers, people who once believed in you, who gave you opportunity, who lit your pathway for your journey. The changemakers of today and tomorrow, our students and our alumni, and our leaders in the community. And we're going to take this space tonight to extend our deepest gratitude to all of you for all that you do. Donors and partners and sponsors, mentors, students, staff, board, and alumni, you are all change makers. And with your support, we are growing a beautiful, more just and equitable world where everyone belongs. And for that, we thank you. Tonight, we celebrate the transformative power of change makers and what can happen when we all come together. Gathered around our virtual table tonight, there are people from all different places and backgrounds, and we all got here through different pathways. But we know this, we all belong here, and we hold a deep belief that all children, regardless of race, ethnicity, socioeconomics, or immigration status, should have the opportunity to get their college degree and to achieve their full potential. We also know that the success and the health of our communities, workplaces, and our country depend upon it, and especially today. In these trying times, we can all hope for a better world, and I know individually we all believe in that. But when we all come together in partnership, it is this collective power that will prevail. The power of belonging, that is the heart of 10,000 Degrees. Together, we are making college dreams come true. For the many students who are struggling right now in college to graduate, there are thousands more. Currently, only 31% of students from low-income backgrounds, if they do get to college, will ever graduate with their degree. The loss of 2/3 of our students is staggering. And now with our current circumstances, between the pandemic and the deep prevailing racial injustices and the inequities that have historically plagued our communities, they are only deepening. And we know that the suffering and hardships may go on for a long time for our students. So as Mayor London Breed said, in the moment of this crisis, kids are barely holding on, and we have to be there for them, and we will. And this is why what we do at 10,000 Degrees is absolutely, unequivocally essential. At 10,000 Degrees, we believe in the great potential and imaginations of all of our young people. We do not select students based on their GPA because we know that if students are not academically achieving at a certain level, it is because they have not had the equitable opportunities throughout the educational pipeline. 100% of our students are coming from low-income backgrounds. 85% are the first in their family to go to college. They are extremely talented. They work hard, and if just given the chance, they excel and they go on to do amazing things, like Jordan and Joyce and others that you're going to have the opportunity to meet tonight. Secondly, our model works. We provide a comprehensive wraparound program that provides all the college and financial aid counseling, the college matching, the near-peer coaching, the scholarships, and the financial aid management. We are now Bay Area-wide. We are reaching 12,000 students and families in Napa, Sonoma, Marin, Contra Costa, San Francisco, soon to be one of our largest regions, and soon we're going to be in San Jose this fall. And we are supporting more than 2,200 students in colleges across the country. Thirdly, the beauty and the strength of our program lies in the talent and the expertise of our incredible alumni, our brilliant fellows, They are trained with deep content expertise, and they are planted on every Zoom high school campus and college campus right now in the communities we serve. And they are working tirelessly to support all of our students during this time. For our students, the sense of belonging or feeling of otherness is an everyday condition of life. So there is nothing more powerful than having a near peer mentor from your community alongside of you whose belief in you is unshakable and who never gives up on you. Our fellows also make good on our promise, college degrees. 80% plus of our students who start at a 4-year college, they graduate with their degree within 6 years, and that's compared to 31% of the national average. Our students who start at community college, they go off to the 4-year and graduate with their degree within 6 years at 3 times the national average. Our fellows are also working one-on-one with our students to make sure that they secure all the financial support that they need. Last year, we awarded $4 million in scholarships, and we leveraged an additional $22.5 million in free financial aid. And because of that, our students are graduating with 85% less loan debt than the average college student. But even more importantly, what we do transcends the data. You cannot put a numerical value on unconditional love or a deep sense of belonging. When a young person hears from another just a small whisper of "you belong" and "I believe in you," well, that is enough to awaken a dream of greatness. When a corporate partner funds programs or hosts internships, when an individual donor chooses to give, when a volunteer offers their valuable time and experience, and when our students return as fellows to help their younger peers, this is "you belong" and "we believe in you" in action. It is this transformative change-making power of believing in our students that they rise as future leaders, conscious citizens, and curious creators. And they are empowered to excel in their careers, their future, and on their change-making path. These are the young people who are spreading goodness throughout our communities and the world, and we need more of that. So tonight is our chance to grow all of this. You are all change makers, and what you do tonight can make all the difference and make everything to a young person and to their future and to their family. Tonight, we need to raise $200,000, which will directly support all of our students over this next academic year. So in this spirit, as we have gathered around tonight to share our gratitude and to celebrate our change-making power, I hope that you will all join us and make a transformative gift. So in closing, let tonight be an expression of our love, a reminder to our students that they belong, that they are not alone, and we are here for them always. Thank you for being 1 degree of change. And now it is my pleasure to introduce one of our 10,000 Degrees Changemakers, who leads an incredible team to ensure that every one of our college students reaches the finish line, our very own Carla Santiago.
Good evening. I'm Carla Santiago, College Success Manager for the For Your Success team at 10,000 Degrees. For the past couple years, I have had the pleasure of working with a group of resilient scholars that have defied the higher education standards time and time again. I first joined this community as a College Success Advisor at Meredith Scholarship, which is where I personally began working with our next speaker. As an advisor to many students, I have witnessed the determination, joy, and sacrifice of our scholars as they meet their educational goals. As a College Success Manager, I work with our group of 4-year success advisors who tirelessly work with our scholarship recipients from San Francisco that are attending 4-year universities. We provide community-based resources, words of encouragement, and support in navigating a system that was not built for them. During the academic year, we work with over 1,200 4-year-bound scholars, where 180 of them receive our Meredith Scholarship through 10,000 Degrees. Just as I have had to overcome so many shifts and changes, our story is now one. At 10,000 Degrees, we lean in on each other to overcome the educational gap and to directly make space for our community members to resist to exist in the higher education system. We all have a role in our movement of educational equity, and tonight you will hear instances of the challenges and perseverance from our first-generation low-income scholars of color. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Jordan Sandoval, who is part of the first cohort of Meredith Scholars from the Peninsula and now a graduate of the University of San Francisco.
Hello, it is a privilege to be speaking with everyone today. I want to remind you all that my personal narrative is one of many, and that there is a community of students who continue to be impacted by this scholarship. My name is Jordan Sandoval. This May, I graduated cum laude with a bachelor's in art history and arts management, coupled with a minor in biology. As a first-generation college student raised by immigrant Salvadoreños, words escape the joy I have in being able to show my family that their sacrifices were worth it. This achievement, however, was by no means a solitary effort. Personally, I recognize that my mentors and counselors gave me the momentum needed to push through the highs and lows of college. This being said, I'm grateful for the 10,000 Degrees Meredith Scholarship, as it is this interwoven community found here that kept my head afloat when the academic fears of imposter syndrome flooded my perspective. Never forgetting the words of encouragement, si se puede, from those support systems. It is groundbreaking to be in a position where I can now respond, sí, nosotros pudimos. 4 years ago in 2016, I was a high school student who desperately wanted to pursue their dreams, but grappled with the unshakable feeling that college was light years from reach, like a castle on a hill. Applying with my fingers crossed, I was overjoyed by receiving the news that I had been awarded the Meredith Scholarship through 10,000 Degrees in my senior year. Fast forward to today, I am now the first in my family to have graduated from a four-year university. Yet, the story continues. For it is with profound enthusiasm that I am able to say that this fall, I've begun my master's in higher education and student affairs. After having graduated, I have made it my mission to establish equity in higher education to increase access for students coming from underrepresented backgrounds. Beyond the monetary dimension of your donations, the support you have given is more than opening doors. It is securing futures. Each dollar given allows this organization to mobilize and motivate students. Each investment reciprocates in unimaginable ways that cannot be captured by numerical quotas alone. I've defied the status quo and gained admittance and even graduated from institutions that weren't built to accept people like me. In other words, aligning myself with the mantra of 10,000 degrees, I can greatly say that I've become one more degree towards change. It is through 10,000 degrees that I've become a master of navigating the mystery of higher education. Whatever this new season brings, I, alongside other first-gen, low-income students of colors, will pivot with a newfound purpose. If you take anything away with you today, it is this. Your continued involvement with 10,000 degrees is necessary in order to move those mountains to reach the goal of educational equity.
Thank you, Jordan, for sharing your inspiring story. We all have enjoyed hearing about your journey. And in the immortal words of Ignatius Loyola, we're sure you're going to go forth and set the world on fire. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Wolf, and I serve on the board of directors for 10,000 Degrees. I also have the honor of chairing the San Francisco Advisory Board, and I formerly was chair of the board of Meredith College Fund. Meredith and 10,000 Degrees merged 2 years ago, and in that time, we have really integrated our programming here in San Francisco. In this past year, we had approximately 50 students graduate from college from the Meredith Scholarship Program, and we granted an additional 50 scholarships to those who are entering college. That's unprecedented in these crazy times that our students are living in. It's also exciting that we've merged the program of 10,000 Degrees with the traditional programming that Meredith had. We now have students who are both entering the 2-year program at City College, then matriculating at San Francisco State, and we have students who are going right to 4-year colleges. We are currently supporting a total of 750 students through our high school work in the San Francisco Unified School System, through our students at City College, and our students at San Francisco State. We also have students all throughout the country who are in college who have received scholarships through 10,000 Degrees and the Meredith College Fund. We continue to provide one-on-one support even in these virtual schooling times. It's exciting to know, too, that the Stupski Foundation just gave us a 3-year, $900,000 grant. And this is helping us to launch even more programming here in San Francisco to encourage students to do, starting at community college, to complete their matriculation into a 4-year college to attain a BA or a BS. Now more than ever, our students need your support. It is in these difficult times that an education is a game changer. Please text CHANGE to 24365 to support our work. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we appreciate all that you do to support the students of 10,000 Degrees.
Thank you, Mary. Mary was also the recipient of our 2018 Changemaker Award. And I also want to thank the entire former board of directors of the Meredith College Fund. It has certainly been a privilege for 10,000 Degrees to carry on your 21 history of changing lives and creating futures. So thank you for giving us that opportunity, because we are stronger together. And to JP Conti, and JP, I think you're out there tonight, our last year's Changemaker honoree, thank you for catapulting our fellowship program in San Francisco. It is amazing what we have accomplished because of all of you in just these short 3 years. It is now my honor to present this year's 10,000 Degrees Changemaker Award to the Wellington Management Foundation. The Wellington Management Foundation has been supporting our college success work since 2013, and with loyal and generous annual support. They were also the catalyst that originally launched us into San Francisco in 2017 with a multi-year transformational gift. When we first started in San Francisco, we were only in one high school, Balboa High. Today we're in 5, soon to be 6, and then soon to be 7. Just in San Francisco last year, we reached more than 2,000 high school students with our college knowledge and financial aid workshops. We've supported almost 800 high school students with their college matriculation and application support, and we're currently supporting 500 plus students at the City College of San Francisco and 243 more at four-year colleges. In just these 3 years, we have awarded $2.4 million to our San Francisco students, and hundreds more of high school students are soaring towards making their college dreams come true. When COVID first hit, the Wellington Management Foundation was the very first to reach out to us and ask, how can we help you? And almost immediately, they made a very generous grant to us to support us where help was needed most. Their foundation was one of the very first responders funding frontline COVID-19 and racial justice organizations throughout the country and abroad. And they have provided emergency assistance grants to more than 100 organizations across the globe since COVID hit. This year, the U.S. Foundation alone will contribute more than $10 million to improving educational opportunities for youth from low-income households. They invest deeply. They are partners and leaders in philanthropy. They are making real and enduring change. Thank you, Wellington Management Foundation, for all you do.
Hello, my name is Karen Pfefferly, and I'm the Executive Director of the Wellington Management Foundation, based in Boston, Massachusetts, and working in 4 other U.S. cities, including the San Francisco Bay Area. Our foundation has been making grants to educational programs in historically marginalized communities for over 25 years. We fund across the education spectrum, from early child care programs to after-school and summer programs, enrichment programs, and programs like 10,000 Degrees, supporting students in their post-secondary journeys. We do this because we're part of the communities where we live and work, and because we believe education is the lever for positive social change, and because we believe in best-in-class organizations like 10,000 Degrees. So it is with great humility and so much respect for the work that everyone involved with 10,000 Degrees does that we graciously accept the 2020 Changemakers Award. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are so grateful to remain your loyal supporters and to look forward to your continued success. Take care and be well.
Hi everyone, my name is Gregory Williams and I'm Vice Chair of the Wellington Management Foundation. Since 1992, the Wellington Management Foundation has supported organizations that are focused on ensuring educational equality for all. Over a period of time, we've also enjoyed a long-term partnership with 10,000 Degrees and are thrilled to be this year's recipient of the Changemakers Award. You know, at Wellington, we believe that the work that you're doing at 10,000 Degrees is critical to ensuring that students get the opportunity to maximize their talents, and we're appreciative of the opportunity to partner with you in the efforts to make that happen. Importantly, the partnerships that we're forming with organizations like 10,000 Degrees are an integral component to the diversity and inclusion strategy we're implementing at our firm. Unfortunately, there's a lack of diversity within the financial services industry, and we believe that the students of 10,000 Degrees can be a catalyst for change. They can change our firm, they can change our industry, and they can change our world. Many thanks again for awarding Wellington this year's Changemakers Award. We're excited for the future of 10,000 Degrees and look forward to watching the success of the students of 10,000 Degrees over many years to come.
On behalf of Wellington's San Francisco office, we want to express our gratitude for this award and our appreciation for the strong relationship we've built with 10,000 Degrees over the past decade. It's been a privilege to support the exciting growth of the organization as you've deepened your ties and expanded your reach and impact with students and communities throughout the Bay Area. We very much look forward to continuing our partnership and doing our small part as change makers in the years ahead. Thank you again. Cheers.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Greg. And to the entire Wellington management team and firm, it has been such a pleasure to work in partnership with you over these many years. Thank you for everything you do for a better world. The power of partnership has never been more important than it is today. And there is something pretty special about partnership here in San Francisco. Along with our many supporters, there are teachers and counselors and administrators from the San Francisco Unified School District and San Francisco City College who right now are facing what seems to be insurmountable challenges. But they are there every day doing everything they can to help our students. So let's take this moment, raise our glass to thank and to honor all of our educators in the San Francisco area. It is now my pleasure to introduce one of our very own amazing changemakers, our Director of New Markets, Christopher Gonzalez, who I have had the privilege of working alongside with the past 7 years. His remarkable leadership has grown and empowered our Changemaker team of alums, fellows, and staff who haven't wavered for a moment during these difficult times. He is all about partnerships. He is amazing. Please welcome Christopher Gonzalez.
Thank you, Kim. Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Gonzalez, and I am the Program Director of New Markets for 10,000 Degrees. I've had the true privilege of working with 10,000 Degrees for the past 7 years now, and started my own college journey as a first-generation college graduate at my local community college, Riverside City College. And I understand and believe with every fiber in my being that community college was the life-changing factor that not only gave me a shot at more opportunities in life, but also for my younger sisters and my family. I started my career here at 10,000 Degrees as a college advisor many moons ago, and although my role at this organization has shifted over the years, my passion for this work has not. And most recently, my passion in providing equitable opportunities for students has manifested in my current role through building strategic partnerships, integrating with new markets, and working hand in hand with our unmatched team of fellows and managers. For the past 3 years, I've had the privilege of launching our Community College Success Program here in San Francisco, watching it live and seeing it grow. I have the honor of working closely with our school and district partners, our fellows and managers, and our amazing community-based organizations, and it is with such privilege that I consider these inspiring individuals my colleagues. They are why I'm so passionate about what I do, and they're why I keep showing up to work each and every day. And who are they? Well, they're high school counselors, college outreach specialists, teachers, district administrators, college advisors, and so much more. But they're also mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, daughters who come from a diverse range of cultural and professional experiences that serve as true positive representation for our students. They are formidable, they are bold, they are change makers. And the power of partnership in San Francisco is unmatched. When you have a group of experienced and passionate people who can collaborate, identify areas of growth, and really bring out the best in you and your work, it really amplifies positive impact for students and families. And in San Francisco, we've had the privilege of building unwavering partnerships with true change makers. And there's no truer of a test for relationship strength when you are presented with challenges and/or trauma. And that test was brought to our doorstep when the pandemic hit San Francisco in February. It was at that moment that our relationship strength with our partners reinforced what I already knew. Our relationship was not only strong, but it was unwavering. Although our partners were hit with what seemed like a never-ending wave of challenges, as a unit, we were able to quickly plug into virtual spaces, strategize, pivot, and provide immediate resources to students and families in need. And our school site and CBO partners rallied together to support students virtually to ensure that they had resources to get through another day. And as I navigate my endless Zoom meeting marathons, there's this profound understanding that we not only have each other's backs, but we understand that right now, more passionate than ever before, we are fighting through this together with the common goal to provide students with equitable life opportunities. And for that and much more, from the bottom of my heart, I want to send a deep thank you to our school and community partners in San Francisco for being true advocates and change makers for our students and staff. I am honored to be able to work alongside you, and you are fundamentally changing history as we work alongside one another to give students an opportunity at an upward trajectory through a college degree. And so without further ado, it is without great pleasure that I get to introduce to you some of these amazing people and individuals, my colleagues, and our San Francisco Changemakers.
2 years ago, 10,000 Degrees came to our school to support our students for college. It was a huge success with this partnership. With so much need for our students in preparing for post-secondary, the answer is 10,000 Degrees. The one-on-one hands-on support is phenomenal. 10,000 Degrees work is more important now than ever because of distance learning in this pandemic crisis. Our students are facing with technology and internet challenges besides their academic struggles. I'm grateful for 10,000 Degrees for this wonderful program and everything that you provide for our students. Thank you so much.
During these times, it's even more important that we have programs like 10,000 Degrees. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I think for some of our students, it's very hard to think about the future. And it's very scary to think of the future. And for our school of about 1,300 students, we have 4 counselors. There's no way we can give our students the individual attention that they deserve. I think ultimately, programs like 10,000 Degrees realize that all of our students deserve the attention of someone who cares for them. And so knowing that they have a person in a college room who just wants to work with them, who wants to work with the city college bound students, I think it helps them understand that, yeah, you might not have a 4.0, but you still deserve the same attention. And you still deserve someone to help you figure out what your plans are after high school as someone who has a 4.0. That these grades do not define who you are and do not define what you deserve.
In my 11 years as principal at Mission, we had the great fortune to partner with 10,000 Degrees and Meredith. Having this partnership quite literally changed the landscape and trajectory to college for so many of our youth. From the lens of interrupting systemic oppression, 10,000 Degrees directly impacts the lives of our community's least served youth, including Black and Latinx students, and does so with thoughtfulness and anti-racist vision, and in deep partnership with schools, teachers, and most importantly, students. To me, a change maker is someone who looks at the world beyond themselves and says, what can I do to make real, impactful, and lifelong change that lifts up all of our community with compassion, purpose, and love? To me, 10,000 Degrees is the definition of a change maker. Thank you for your love and for your support.
I've been working with 10,000 Degrees for about 7 years, and I'm also an alumna of the program. The work that I've done with 10,000 Degrees has not only allowed me to understand and connect with our students, but it also reminds me that I was once a student, and I was also a low-income first-generation student, and I was super lost. But being able to be there for my students is what drives me every day to show up and listen to them. A couple of highlights I'm very proud of is that in the short amount of time we've been in the San Francisco high schools, we've been able to increase financial aid completion, collaborate with amazing community partners organizations, and change the mentality of students who think community college is less than a four-year school. I know this because I also went to community college. I always tell my students, there's no wrong way of doing college as long as you're going to college, and everyone has their own path to follow.
10,000 Degrees is one of my most reliable partners in doing college access work. This spring, in light of the shelter-in-place order, we were still charged with providing students across San Francisco and beyond with vital college enrollment support. 10,000 Degrees staff, along with staff from City College and San Francisco Unified School District, together, we supported hundreds of students to register in college this fall. 10,000 Degrees work is now more important than ever. They bridge the gap. They demystify these processes that can be quite confusing. They support students and connect them to vital resources and partner with them so they don't have to do it alone. Their work is essential because they're providing students with access to higher education.
When the pandemic hit earlier this year, everything moved to the virtual setting, including the Frisco event, which turned into a full week event. 10,000 Degrees staff came in mass to support the Zoom sessions throughout the day and for the entire week to help students enroll in college. Without them and the many volunteers, we would not have been able to support over 600 students that week. The work done by 10,000 Degrees is more important than ever because the pandemic has affected students and families in negative ways. Many students didn't go to college this past season, being unsure and afraid of what lies ahead. The relationship that fellows are able to build with students is so important to supporting their future decisions. To me, a change maker is someone who does whatever it takes to ensure that students are set up for future success. I truly believe that 10,000 Degrees fellows are change makers in our high schools. I know we will continue to work closely together to weather the pandemic and these challenging times.
During the pandemic, I have been helping students navigate the college matriculation steps and financial aid application and any other college question they may have. Our support is more important now than ever because now that we have gone virtual due to the pandemic, college access is going to be harder to access and navigate. I work closely with school staff every day. We work together to make sure that students get connected, but also stay connected. A highlight I can share is that within the time I have been working at the schools, I have been able to bring a college-going culture to both of my schools by showing students that it is possible to attend college. For example, I have been able to provide more college early awareness opportunities for students, which has led to an increase of seniors not only enrolling at CCSF, but also staying enrolled. I quickly shifted all of my support to be virtual and engaged with students on a wellness checks to make sure that they were okay first and foremost by sending emails, text messages, and working through our school partners. Our work with SFUSD and community partners is important because as a team, we are able to support a wide variety of students that truly build a community behind a student that might not otherwise have one. Level of need is high in San Francisco because many students are in situations in which post-secondary may seem like a luxury or at times unaware of certain resources.
Hola, mi nombre es Darly. El programa 10,000 Degrees ha tenido un impacto significativo para mi futuro, ya que luego de haberme graduado de high school debido a mi situación familiar, en ese entonces no planeaba seguir estudiando, pero gracias a este programa tuve la posibilidad y la esperanza para ser una profesora en mi futuro, del cual estoy muy agradecida. Para mí formar parte de 10,000 Degrees me hace sentir motivada, ya que es un desafío para mí misma, para mis objetivos, para mi carrera. El apoyo de 10,000 Degrees es más importante ahora que nunca porque durante tiempos difíciles me han ayudado mucho, significativamente, ya que la educación desde casa ha sido muy difícil en estos tiempos de pandemia. Gracias a todas esas personas que siempre han estado apoyándome, principalmente a mi familia, claro, y también a 10,000 Degrees. Y finalmente quiero agradecer a todo el equipo de 10,000 Degrees por brindarnos a todos los estudiantes que formamos parte de este programa. Gracias por brindarnos este apoyo, esta beca. Gracias, que sin eso no podríamos seguir estudiando lo que nos gusta, no podríamos desempeñarnos laboralmente, en un trabajo, lo que sea. Así que gracias a 10,000 Degrees por todo su apoyo y a su equipo profesional.
I had a bit of an unconventional college experience, and every step of the way 10,000 Degrees has been there. Not only did 10,000 Degrees provide me with financial support throughout all of these college transitions, but every summer they helped connect me with organizations that were offering internships as I'm applying to post-graduation jobs. The professional experiences I've gained through those internships are so valuable, and I feel very equipped to bring all those skills with me into my career.
Amazing what can be accomplished when good people come together. The power of perhaps a small but mighty group, empowering our young people to grow, to amplify their voice, to succeed, to lead healthy lives, and to positively impact their communities. Thank you again to all of our partners who have made this work possible. To our lead sponsors tonight, TPG and Redwood Credit Union, for giving this opportunity to celebrate with all of our changemakers. TPG has been a 10,000 Degrees changemaker since 2012. And in addition to their financial support, they've provided us with career opportunities for our students and meaningful internships. Redwood Credit Union is a corporate partner that is committed to social justice, education, and serving their community, and is eager to hire 10,000 Degrees alumni. Redwood Credit Union has been a 10,000 Degrees changemaker since 2014. We believe in the strength of partnerships because we know our students, our alumni, they are the future. They are helping to grow communities and build positive spaces wherever they go. And now it is my pleasure to introduce one such student, soon to be alumna, Joyce Lee. I recently had the opportunity to spend some time with Joyce. She is formidable, awe-inspiring, and so much of who our world needs today.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I want to begin by saying just how much it means to me to see these many people being committed to helping students like myself. My name is Joyce Lee, and I'm going into my last year of college here at UC San Diego, where I will be graduating with a double degree in business psychology and communications. As a first-generation college student, and as someone who didn't always have access to these opportunities and resources, I tremendously value my education. My passion to learn stems from my belief in that education, in all of its different shapes and forms, is truly one of the keys to change and growth. You see, growing up, education was a privilege and sadly not a right. For the first 11 years of my life, I grew up in Ciudad Obregón, located in Sonora, Mexico. Some of my earliest memories center around being in my parents' Chinese food restaurant, where they worked around 14 hours every day to make ends meet so that my sister and I could attend school. When I was 11 and my sister was 14, my parents had to make an extremely difficult sacrifice. They made the choice to send the both of us to the United States so that we could have better educational opportunities than they could ever give us in Mexico. Leaving my parents behind, my sister and I moved in with my grandparents in San Francisco. When I immigrated here, it's really hard to remember and imagine that at such a young age, I had to face a lot of these new challenges, from learning English, culture shock, stereotype threats, being without my parents, you name it. I didn't really understand then, but now as a young adult, I know that my parents' decision almost a decade ago was a blessing. I was forced to become independent and resourceful very quickly. I pushed hard to get to higher education. And because of my resourcefulness, I sought out community-based organizations that I knew would guide me in paving this path for myself. One of those organizations was the Meredith Scholarship Fund, and now 10,000 Degrees. As I enter my 4th year, I'm reflecting on all that this community has provided for me. First, financially. It has been such a huge strain lifted off of my shoulders, and I know I can focus on bigger things because of the Meredith Scholarship. Second, the resources, the mentorship, the emotional support, and especially the career development. Coming into college, I knew that I wanted to go into business, but my career confidence really was not the highest. I really felt like I was stuck. But of course, 10,000 Degrees prepared me and helped me land a position as a human resources intern at First Republic Bank last summer. This summer, and now throughout the academic school year, I was offered to come back as a talent acquisition intern. 10,000 Degrees and First Republic Bank have helped me find a way to combine my passions within the professional world. I now know that I will go into recruiting when I graduate. When you support community-based organizations, it really creates a snowball effect of change and equity. The work that I am doing now in my internship is to help create a pipeline for students with similar backgrounds like mine. You helping me start my career is really helping to create an impact for other first-generation, low-income students and their future endeavors. There is a reason all of you are here today, and that is because you have committed to this social change to create an impact in students' lives. But this also means that you are aware of the big need for systemic change as we strive for equity in its various forms. We all know that change is not fast. Not at all. But every push, every action towards that direction helps further our goal of creating a world where every person has the same equitable opportunities to succeed. I want to leave you with the empowerment and the encouragement to contribute to this systemic change. It all begins on the individual level, and if every person puts in the effort, that is how we continue to strive in the right direction. This can be holding space for difficult conversations regarding race, gender, diversity, and how your workplace can create that impact, or even to your role tonight in funding our future. You know, there is a reason why tonight we all unite as change makers. As a 10,000 Degrees scholar, I'm so incredibly thankful for every single one of your efforts and contributions. I feel hope that my generation and future ones have your continued support that we need in order to continue paving the path for ourselves. Thank you so much.
Joyce, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Now everybody knows what I mean when I say we have so many amazing students. So this is why we are here. Joyce, you are amazing. You are why we must keep up this great work. Thank you for inspiring us all and for being one of our powerful change makers. Now is the time when we all have the opportunity to support more students like Joyce, like Jordan, and many others. There is just no better investment than our young people and in their future. So it's that time. It's the time for Fund the Future. It's when we raise critical funding to help students over this next academic year, and they need us now more than ever. Typically at our in-person events, we are raising paddles at certain amounts. But tonight, it is me asking you from the very bottom of my heart to please consider making a gift that is personally meaningful to you. Raise your virtual paddle right now and make a leadership gift. Joining me is my colleague, Caroline Silverstein, our Chief Development Officer at 10,000 Degrees, to share some great news with us. Caroline?
Thank you, Kim. And I do have news of a change-making gift to share. Dylan Young is giving $10,000 to 10,000 Degrees on behalf of his mother, Chris Young, and in memory of his father, Kenneth Young. Dylan and Chris, thank you for this generous investment in 10,000 Degrees students and for making this leadership gift. Kim, a gift of $10,000 makes a huge impact for our organization.
That's amazing, Caroline, and what a great start. Dylan and Chris, thank you so much. A $10,000 gift makes a huge difference. It helps us support 3 community college students with both scholarships and fellowship support. Thank you so much. And like our in-person events, I just have to ask, is there anyone who would like to match this generous gift of $10,000 tonight and help get us closer to our goal right out of the gate? Dylan and Chris, thank you again.
And I want to help people make that generous gift to 10,000 Degrees students by sharing the different ways you can give tonight. If you prefer to make your gift by check, you can do so by emailing us a pledge tonight at changemakers@10,000degrees.org, and we will follow up with our mailing address. Similarly, I know some of you joining us tonight have donor advised funds. You can send us tonight a notice of your intent to give at changemakers@10,000degrees.org, and then proceed with recommending a grant from your fund in the next few days. Or you can make a gift right now by texting the word change to 24365. That's because at 10,000 Degrees, we're here for our students 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Every gift matters, and at the end of the day, we're trying to raise $200,000. Last year, this event raised $325,000. And we want to be here for every student who needs us. And the need is growing, especially during these times. I've had the chance to meet so many students recently, and there's one young man that I think about, Eric, who's now a community college student, and all through high school, he worked a night job so that he and his mom could pay for the bills. He's at community college now. He hopes to transfer to a UC in the fall of 2021, and his dream is to go to law school. We are going to help him make that happen.
And I have another change-making gift to share, Kim. Mary and Michael Wolf have just made a $5,000 gift to 10,000 Degrees, and that is in addition to their generous $5,000 sponsorship. Mary and Michael, thank you for your belief in and support of 10,000 Degrees students.
That's so amazing, Mary. Thank you so much, Mary and Michael. We know that so many of you have supported us this year, and we are asking you, if you can, to please give more. We're hoping that you were moved by everything that you heard tonight, by the inspiring students and stories of our students, our partners, and our passionate staff. And we're asking you to give at a leadership level. Now more than ever, we need your support to help us, to help our students during what is going to be a very challenging year for us. We have thousands of students. Again, I'm just reminded of so many students that I have recently met. Angie is another young woman who is now at community college and who dreams to go on to a UC. But this year, she made the choice to stay at community college because of financial resources. And given COVID, she wanted to remain close to home. So help us, help our students through your giving this tonight.
And Kim, more generous gifts are coming in. Eric Bindleglass and Gabrielle Tierney have raised a virtual paddle at the $2,500 level. Thank you to Eric and Gabrielle. And generous gifts just came in from Ramsey Bainham, Justine Corey Whitehead and Paul Whitehead, Barbara and Ed Eschbach, Elizabeth Ming and Rita Rosenbaum, and Terry Clyde. Thank you so much for your generous support of 10,000 Degrees students.
Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you, Caroline, for that great news. And thank you all for giving tonight.
And I'll remind everybody, Kim, on how to make a gift to 10,000 Degrees. To make a pledge or get instructions to send in a check, please reach out to us now at changemakers@10,000degrees.org. Or you can make a gift right now by texting the word change to 24365.
I am so incredibly grateful for all of your support and for being with us this evening. And again, your support is a gift that keeps giving forever to all of our students. We want to close this evening with a very good night toast from our event co-chairs, Julie and Michael Whitcomb.
Hi, I'm Julie Whitcomb, one of the co-chairs of the 2020 San Francisco Changemakers event series. And I'm Michael Whitcomb, the other co-chair and a member of the 10,000 Degrees Board.
What an inspiring evening. We're so thrilled that you could join us tonight for this very special event. As you have heard from Kim and many others, this is an incredibly challenging time for our students, especially during the pandemic. But in spite of everything, they are still moving forward on their paths, becoming college graduates.
Now more than ever, our students from low-income backgrounds need your help to keep them connected to and engaged with their education and to keep them on the path to their college degrees. So please join us now as Changemakers and text CHANGE to 24365 to make a donation at any time, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and help make their college dreams come true.
So even though our program is coming to a close, you can donate anytime. The website is always open. But we would like to close the evening with a special toast to our amazing 10,000 Degrees students. So cheers to you.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We know that we will get through these very challenging times together as one community. Thank you for being change makers to our 10,000 Degrees students. And thank you all so much for coming. And good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Michael, for all that you do. And I'm hearing that there are more generous gifts coming in. So thank you all. Thank you all for your love, your compassion, and your incredible generosity. Now imagine a more beautiful, just, and equitable world. Thank you, and good night.